Hi everyone. Today's story comes from the Old Testament. In the Old Testament, one of the books is called Daniel. It's all about a man who was one of God's chosen people, an Israelite, but he'd been taken away and now had to serve a different king. There are lots of stories about what happened to him in the book of Daniel. I'm going to start by telling you one of them, but it's the first in a two-parter. I wonder if you'll be able to guess what's going to happen next to Daniel. I hope you enjoy the story.
Darius was a very important king, in charge of a huge empire. He had so many advisors and helpers, but none of them were as important as Daniel. Daniel had helped Darius on a number of occasions, but because Daniel was so reliable and didn't do anything wrong or dishonest, the other supervisors and governors wanted to get rid of him. They wanted to be more important than Daniel. They all plotted and said to each other, "We're going to have to find something to accuse Daniel of, and I think the way to go is by using his religion." So they went off to the king and said, "King Darius, may your majesty live forever. All of us who look after your empire have agreed that your majesty should issue an order and enforce it strictly. Give orders that for 30 days no one should be permitted to request anything from any god or from any human being except for your majesty. And anyone who goes against this order should be thrown into a pit filled with lions. Here, we've written it down, your majesty. All you need to do is sign on the bottom line." Well, when Daniel heard about the new order, he was sad. But he went home, and at home, just as he had always done, he knelt down at the open windows and he prayed to God 3 times a day. Praying to God was much more important to Daniel than anything else. But I wonder if you can guess what will happen next.
Daniel knew that talking to God was really important, and he had to keep on praying, even though the king had made a law against it. Sometimes it can be hard to remember to pray, so we're going to make some prayer bands that you can wear on your arm, and when you see it, it will help you remember to pray and what to pray about.
For this craft, you need strips of coloured or plain paper, some pens or pencil crayons, scissors and some sellotape.
On our first strip of paper, we're going to write the word wow. This is for us to pray about anything that we think is amazing about God. It might be something amazing that God has done in your life, or something amazing that God has created in the world around us. Or maybe you just want to say wow because God is so awesome. On our next strip of paper, we're going to write the word please. This is to remind us to ask God for things that we might need, or things that other people might need. Perhaps somebody's poorly, and we want to pray to God to help them get better. Perhaps someone's worried, and we want God to put his arms around them and make them feel happy again. God knows everything we need and everything we want to ask him for before we even think of it ourselves. So when you look at this one, think about what you would like God to do for the people around you. On our last strip of paper, we're going to write the words thank you. God gives us so many wonderful things in our lives, and it's important to say thank you, to be grateful for the things we have. Think about all the blessings you have in your life. Family, friends, food, health, happiness. Once you start thinking about it, it's kind of hard to stop. So when you wear this bracelet and you look down on it, it will help remind you to say thank you for all of those wonderful things in our lives. When you've finished writing on your bracelets, you can decorate them. You could use coloured pens, pencils, or even stickers to make them stand out. Ask a grown-up to wrap your bracelet loosely round your wrist. Use a piece of sticky tape to keep it in place. Now your bracelets are finished. Wear them and remember to pray.